Services. We are a lacrosse ball regrouping service. I'm Ryan Urbanik.
I'm Matt Warren.
Alex Walls.
I'm Trey Rico.
So one of the main problems in lacrosse is greasers. Greasers occur every 3 to 4 weeks, and it's when the lacrosse ball gets worn out and becomes slippery. Now when greasers come on teams, when the lacrosse balls turn into greasers, they throw them out and buy new lacrosse balls. Used lacrosse balls about $2, and teams usually have a budget. So they don't really put in their budget for greasers. So when greasers come, they have to practice with them or throw them out and go buy new lacrosse balls out of their own pocket. Now, when teams use greasers and practice with them, they get too used to them. So when they go into a game, they'll throw and shoot inaccurately because they won't be used to the quality of lacrosse balls that they should be playing with.
So we've come up with a unique and innovative way to supply the teams with refurbished lacrosse balls that are 100% quality. So as you can see here, we do have a machine that refurbishes the lacrosse balls already. And here we actually have a greaser and a refurbished one. So that's the difference just coming out of the machine. You guys can pass those around. So
This one has come out of the machine?
yeah, that one,
This one machine is.
I didn't know if it was a new one.
and that's a big difference. That's what the teams are going to be playing with. So the way the machine works is that it actually spins around and it refurbishes the lacrosse balls within the machine. It only takes off a small layer, so it keeps the lacrosse balls NOxy regulated, which means that it meets the requirements to play with the balls. And you can actually refurbish one lacrosse ball up to 80 different times before it becomes worn out and it doesn't meet the NOxy requirements. So the way that we're going to provide the teams with the balls is on a monthly basis. We send them a shipment of refurbished lacrosse balls, and then they use it for a month and they send it back, and then we refurbish them and send them a new shipment. So they're always going to be playing with 100% quality lacrosse balls.
With us, you'll be saving time and money with our one-of-a-kind lacrosse ball regrouping service, and we guarantee 100% quality lacrosse balls.
So then, for our customer segment, there are about 800,000 lacrosse players in the world. There's about 34,000 teams. And what we're trying to reach is the high school boys and girls teams. And out of that, it's going to be pretty good to focus on that for now. And then in the future, we are going to move up to college level, youth levels, and also clubs.
For our competition, we don't have any direct competitors like us that refurbish the balls for you. We have a few indirect competitors such as Ball Scratcher, Lax Doctor, or Rip It and Grip It. These companies provide you with a product like this, except you have to do it yourself, and you have to take time out of your day, and you have to worry about if you can mess up or damaging the lacrosse balls. But with us, you don't have to worry about that. We do all of it for you, and we'll make sure that lacrosse balls don't get damaged and 100% quality.
Our overall market is all age groups of lacrosse in the United States. Our total accessible market is 34,000 lacrosse teams, and our SAM is 1,002 lacrosse teams in the Midwest. We've gotten this from uslacrosse.org, which is the #1 lacrosse website in the United States, and our projected revenue for our TAM is $11,560,000, and our SAM revenue is $340,000. We've gotten this numbers from surveys from the Midwest area that we've gotten from teams.
So our financial model, our source of revenue would be a service model, and each ball would be about 85 cents, and we would have that in units of 100, so it would be $85 per unit. Now our TAM growth will be 15%, and we got this from uslacrosse.org, and that's what it's telling us, that lacrosse is growing for the next year, projected year, and so on. And our sales growth, we came up with 10%, this because our market is constantly growing. So when those teams come into the lacrosse, we can snag them because we will save them money. Now our COGS are $38.43, and our gross profit margin is 54.8%. Now for SG&A, year 1 and 2, we will do everything on our own, and year 3, we'll start bringing in an accountant and a lawyer, not full time, but we would a few times a year, we would bring them in to look over things for us. And we would also move into a smaller building or a small facility. So as demand goes up, we can move more in and out. we would also hire a few employees to help with the demand. And so this is what we projected in our 5-year revenue. In year 1, about 136,000. Year 2, about 170,000. Year 3, 213,000. Year 4, about 266,000. And year 5, 333,000. Now, for our minimum viable product, we're going to start off with a prototype MVP that will move into a concierge MVP. And this, what we will measure is if the service is wanted, needed, do they like it, and does it benefit them? And how we would, our goals is to use the test group that we have, which would be 10 schools, and to figure out a good price for it. Now, our timeline in February to gain money to build more of these machines for the test service, to test the service. March, we'll gather the feedback, conduct some free trials, and for April, start charging and find a reasonable price that teams would pay for. And by May, take all that data, come in for the end of the year to gain funding to expand. Now, cost to execute the MVP, we're asking for about $673.29. This comes from another machine, which is $55. That's with building it and one set of replacement parts. Lacrosse balls, we're asking for about $400, which is 240 lacrosse balls. Boxes and shipping, $225. That's there and back. And cleaning supplies, which is $53.31. Now, for the lacrosse balls, box and shipping, and cleaning supplies, that's all around 10 schools. So that's how we got those. So, who's ready to relax and refurbish with us?
Good job, guys.
I have a couple questions. What does it cost to buy new ball in comparison? What's to the refurbished?
So a new ball actually can range from about anywhere from $150 to $5, depending on where you go or where you order it from. And then the refurbished ball, we're just going to 85 cents per ball.
Can you go back to the last slide?
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain the boxes and shipping to me?
Yeah. So, we came up with
Go ahead.
we came up with the price per boxing and the shipping there and back, and we multiplied that number by 10 schools.
Do you already know which 10 schools you're trying to use, or is that 10 schools in the Midwest?
Well,
What's the 10 schools?
we're gonna try to a few here and then a few out, so we can kind of get the word out. But we're gonna get we haven't exactly picked what 10 schools, but we're gonna come kind of expanded, not in one little area.
And then same thing with cleaning supplies.
That's for after we refurbish it. It has some leftover layer from the old, so it counts as one set of bleach and one set of Dawn for each school.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Who's gonna physically do the refurbishing in your test?
We all are.
How long does it take?
It takes about 30 seconds to a minute.
For how many balls is you put in there?
5 to 8. I don't have any approximate.
Is the prototype this machine? Is that what
Mhm.
you're saying?
Yeah, yes.
Did you buy it, build it?
We built it.
You built it yourself
Mhm.
with the parts and
Mhm.
things like that? Okay, so that's what it is.
If you just use the 5 schools into 11, you've got 10 teams, boys and girls. Would that be a sufficient testing ground or sampling? Set to eliminate you could eliminate the boxes and shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That would probably be a good sample for the inner schools. But if we wanted to test the outer range of schools to actually account for the shipping, then yeah, we could probably do 5 teams in the outer range to actually test the shipping costs and all that. But we probably could eliminate the shipping for the inner schools.
Yeah.
Are these 10 schools in the Chicago area?
We were gonna kind of mix it up a little bit to get an array of the area. So a few inner and then a few outer. So outside, we were talking to a few schools in Indiana and Wisconsin, and they would be on board to test out a trial.
Sorry, go back to this.
Yeah,
that's the greaser,
Right.
that what happens after you use it, the 3 to 4 weeks,
Right.
and then that's, that ball, but after we refurbish it.
Long
Right,
as it-
so I guess I'm asking, you put $300 or whatever for the balls, right? Aren't you getting these balls from the school or from the 10
Oh, I
schools
see.
without having to pay for it?
Well, what since they don't really, refurbish them themselves, they usually toss them,
Right.
so they don't really have, in the greasers for us to use. We've already actually emailed some schools, and we got feedback that they, don't have any, cause they either toss them or just give them out to kids, so that's why
So
that.
how are you gonna get it back? So you send them balls, how are you gonna get the greasers back if they're not willing to give you the greasers today?
Well, see, it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like a rental. So we would start off with lacrosse balls, but we would use those same lacrosse balls multiple times. So the schools would get those lacrosse balls, the new ones, but as they rotate out, we don't have to buy new ones because they'll just, when they get older, we'll just refurbish them, and they're legit just like brand new balls. So the difference
I'm
would
trying to
be,
understand what makes it easy for the schools to send you back the balls.
So we're gonna have one shipping box that,
Right.
it's gonna be a customized box that,
Right.
we actually just ship, from us to them and from
Yeah.
them to us.
Yeah, I understand the shipping part. I'm asking, I mean, right now there's a problem, right? They don't, if you talk to them and said, hey, give me grease balls that you had, you can't get it. That's what you're saying.
there's not a lot of them because they don't keep them.
So you send
But you could
send the ones, send them new ones to start off with,
start.
to get the process going.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
They would, you'd send them 12, they would send you 12
Mm-hmm.
greasers back, and that way you could refurbish those and send those to
Right.
that school or any other school.
But you could start off, to your point about the district, then you start off using just collecting the balls from the area, schools or SAA or like.
We actually tried that already. There weren't that many schools that said they had greasers.
That's because they've been disposing of them.
Right,
Starting
exactly.
today, don't dispose of them, we'll pick
Yeah.
them up once a week or
Exactly.
whatever, once a month or whatever. You can kind of
But
just
the
supply it that
demand-
way.
But that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Can't you just ask them, hey, don't start disposing your balls, send it to us? Without you having to send them balls.
Without
That's
buying
what
new
I'm
ones to
asking.
start.
Gotcha.
What is the problem with you asking them, hey, send us your grease balls henceforth? Because it's the same deal, right? When you send them the balls, they couldn't play, and either they dispose it or they send it to you. So today, whatever balls they're playing with, you can dispose it or send it to you,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
just pay for shipping.
Yeah.
You'd have to send them the box first.
That's all.
Yeah, exactly. We would have a label on there for shipping there and back.
But you don't have to pay the
Initially, they could just go pick
balls
them
for
up.
the balls.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to
We
do a
did,
lot.
yeah.
All right, we got about I'd say a minute more of questions. So if you have any more questions, we could just limit it to a
Yeah,
minute so
I
we
have
have
one
time to
question.
discuss.
When we go in to talk about this, would you please put that greaser in there so we can see what it comes out like?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
So it's only 30 seconds, right?
Yeah,
A minute.
we don't,
Bring the solution.
Oh, you have to have a solution on it?
you need 5 to 8 lacrosse balls to put in there,
Oh, you can't just use
because if you
one.
put one in there, it'll deform it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So,
okay.
yeah,
That
sorry
would have
about
been a nice
that.
experiment.
Yeah.
But that ball is, the first one, we
slide.
did that last week.
You want to see the cost slide?
Hannah, I have it written down.
Alex, can you switch to the cost?
Done. She's got it all written
Oh,
down.
you got it.
I haven't written down yet.
Okay.
I do have one last question before we go back. Can any of you guys scribe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.